Check out woozymoo.com for anything and everything collectibles.
Hello people! Today we will be looking at the Playmates Voltron Classic 1984 Green and Red Lions. If you are curious of the other lions in the set, please check out my previous video for which I reviewed the blue and yellow lion in. But, of course, as usual, before we take a look at these pretty little cats, we will be taking a look at this very retro packaging. So, I guess let's just start with the green lion here. So, nice image of him right there. Very classic and pretty. That's a classic, legendary green lion. The insignia of what the classic Voltron will look like. Of course, he will be 16 inches. And nice grid format in the back with a little picture here showing the accessories, and then Voltron 84, and a nice image of the combined mode looking very, very cool. The sides, pretty, plain, nothing fancy. And here's the back. Shows the figure with all of his accessories. Nice image. There is a description of the pilot and the lion. And again, with the combined mode stuff. So there you go with that. And then pretty much the same with the red lion. Nice image of him right there. Looking fairly nice. Classic legendary red lion. Everything's the same. Here's the picture. And the back is fairly the same kind of format. And there is the bio. So there you go with that. So let's take a look at the green lion down here, and I think he looks fairly nice. Now, I couldn't get him to stand completely straight, and let me move a little bit closer. So he is fully accessorized at the moment, and I think he looks nice. He's very cool, very reminiscent of his 1984 appearance, and proportions are fairly nice. I do have a little bit of an issue with the ab section there, if you want to call it that, but I'll get into that a little bit later. For now, let's take a look at his accessories. So you can peg these off. It's a little tight, and there are ports on each of the legs. There you go. And take a look at this accessory right here. Some nice paint. Nothing, too fancy. I want to get a closer image there. It's a tight fit. I was surprised. And yet no bleeding or anything, and it's a pliable material, so very rubberized. Even the tip is fairly pliable. So there you go with that. And then we do have his missile launcher again. Oh my god. Give me a moment while I grab the missile that just fired God knows where. Here it is. So here's the missile. Again, just a standard red mold. And it just plops in there. And there's some details, if you are curious. This poke at the back there, and the way you fire it is just this top, and yay, fun, right? Nothing too crazy. And there's the peg, and again, port. So, the last accessory that he comes with would be this. And it's his blade, which of course does have the gray peg, and if you can tell in there is the port. So, he holds it well. It's very tight, and I do like the sculpting. I think it's very nice. So there you go with that. And another thing I pointed out, why couldn't they make this green, the peg green? Why not green to match the rest of the paint? But not really a big deal. Aside from his, sole accessories, he does come with something for the combined mode, and it, of course, is the shield, which typically the green lion would utilize when combined, and it's very cheaply made, I'll be honest with you. Just not well made. He does have some nice paint. I do like this gold here, and the sculpting is fairly nice, but I don't know, it's a little bit too plain for me, and in my opinion it's too small for combined mode, which I'll show in about 2 videos after I review the black lion. But there you go with that. So, besides that, let us go ahead and take a look at the green lion himself and start with the head here, which I think is nice. Again, he is a little bit crooked because I didn't pose him correctly, but let's zoom in there. I do have a lot of bleeding on this one, and I am not typically happy about that, and every time I see this top one here I think it's dirt, but it isn't dirt. The sculpt itself is nice, I will admit. It has a very classic feel to it, very blocky, which is what you kind of want for 84 Lions. But the paint, my god, QC on these guys are terrible. I'm just lucky that the other Lions are just not as bad as this guy. Just look at all that bleeding. That is terrible. I may even have to do some work on my own to fix that just because it's so bad. However, the other parts that are painted, such as the eyes, are nice. There's not too much bleeding on the eyes, which I do enjoy, and it's a nice yellow color. And I do love the green. I feel like he should be a little bit lighter, but not a big deal, like the gold right there. He does have the snap jaw on the spring, so he can hold his weapon tight, even though it already has a peg. And there's the bottom. Again, even down here, there's some, you know, paint issues, which really blows, but what can you do? The legs are just a standard gray plastic. Nice molding in there. I do like that. His paws are a pliable rubber material. And some more details in there embedded in that green sculpt, which I do like. Here's the top. Nice red paint. I believe that's paint, unless this is... You know what? This actually may be a separate... just a separate piece. That sucks. Anywho, it looks nice though. I do have screw holes over here, which I know people may not be fans of, but I'm okay with it. One thing I want to point out is I like this coil form neck. Nice glossy silver. That's nice looking. The waist is, of course, for his combined mode, so he can tilt back and forth. Unfortunately, you cannot twist this so that he could move up and down, which really, really blows. I was very surprised that you couldn't do that, so that sucks. And there's his legs, looking nice, and his tail, which is a pliable material. So, there you go with that. And articulation, again, snap jaw. His head can rotate slightly. Can move forward and back. He has the knee joint all ratcheted, and even the paws are ratcheted. Again, he can move left and right. The tail can go kind of, I mean, it's such a, yeah, so it can move out and in, but it's just such a pain. And the legs are exactly the same. So he has just as much articulation, maybe a little bit more because of this joint as the other ones. And if you do want to turn him into his combined mode, it's very easy. Just accordion in the legs here. Really, nothing complicated, just like the original toy. And tuck the tail in, which is easier said than done. And there he is in combined mode, and yes, he can hold his shield. Let me grab that. There is a peg in there, and of course there's the port in the mouth. And getting it in there is easier said than done. I will tell you that right off the bat. You kind of have to fiddle with it and then find the peg in there, and there we go. And he holds it fairly well. Can rotate it. Oh man, yeah, that falls out a lot. Very annoying. I will admit, that is quite annoying. I wish the shield could do a lot more, could be a little bit more articulated so that it's not always on the side of his head. Of course you can turn it, but you know, they could have done more. So, and to put him back, just accordion up the legs. Not rocket science, people. And I may be bashing on this guy a tiny bit. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, for the combined mode. I may be bashing on this guy a little bit, but you know, you got to understand that these are like $17.99. These are not cheap, and you should be getting just a bit more. I think, at least the articulation right here. I mean, honestly, I would have been happy if this part could rotate and he could move up and down, but what can you do? And here is the legendary Green Lion next to the standardized one, or the 84 one, if you will. And obviously they're very, very different. He looks more like a hyena, and he's much bigger, but yeah. Actually, I'm curious, you couldn't do the same thing. I mean, Yeah, I get that, but yeah, he had the same problem. He's a much lighter color, like pushing on that lime green. It may not come out that way on camera, but there you go. So there you have the Green Lion. Again, I like him, and if you are curious, here he is next to a standard Marvel Legends figure. Yeah, for size. So, woohoo, right? Now let's bring in the sword holder. The Red Lion, of course, who, as you could tell, is like a Lego. I absolutely love this guy. I think he looks wonderful. Let's take a look at his accessory. So he does have this weapon right here. Again, it pegs in on the side. A standard gray plastic. Nice molding in there. I mean, they put some work into this. You can tell. Very nicely well done. And some nice paint right there as well. A little bit glossy. So, and the back is just hollow, which sucks, but very nice. And then, let me just remove the missiles before it flies. Put this out, and here is the missile launcher. If it focuses, and then, boom. He comes with 3 of them, all connected or molded together, rather. And you have a standard gray plastic. Yeah. And it can shoot very well. Trust me when I tell you, these bastards travel far. And then, just as the Green Lion, here's his blade that pegs in his port in the mouth. Nice yellow right there. Love that a lot. This actually feels, you know, it's interesting. This has like a better plastic even than the other one. Maybe it's just my funny head. But hollow right here, which kind of is weird. I mean, yeah, they're saving money, but ugh, ugly. There you go. Taking a look at the Red Lion's head sculpt, fairly well done. I do like what they did. Not that much bleeding, thank God. A little bit on the ear, but oh well. Love the yellow, little glossy, cute nose. Very blocky, which is what you kind of want. And he does have the snapshot. Don't put your finger in there, trust me, that shit hurts. Accordion style or coil style neck, which cannot actually extend further out, which sucks, but you know, what can you do? And yeah, so that looks nice. And the rest of them, the legs are carbon copies of the Green Lion. But there's the top, nice blue and yellow paint. Love that a lot. What's this actually? What is that? Can this open? I feel like this can open. That, oh well, figure that out later. Nice molding on his bum. There you go, and like, why can't this rotate? So you can't move left and right. And the articulation is exactly the same as the Green Lion. Literally nothing is different, so I won't even show you. The tail again is that pliable material. But yeah, he looks nice. I really like this guy. Very well made. I think I was just harsher on the other guy because of the QC issues, but this guy had some nice paint for the most part. Yeah, sure, he does have problems here and there, but overall good. And if you want to turn him into combined mode, do the exact same thing as you would the Green Lion. Pushing in that tail, I'm telling you, is no easy task. You really, like, don't be afraid to break it. You really do have to put some pressure, and it will pop out. Actually, with this one, I don't think I can even get it in all the way. It's such a pain. Yeah, with this one, I couldn't even get it in all the way, which really sucks. There, I guess. And, yeah. So, there you go with that. And, of course, he comes with the cheapest thing in all of these figures. The sword, which is pliable and very poorly made. There is no detail on this, like no paint detail. They could have done so much with this, but nope. It's all the same, just a standard gray plastic. No, not even any wash on it, which really blows. But there is a peg on the side, and yes, he can hold it. Again, you kind of got to be a little tricky. Yeah. And he holds it well. There you go. So, little disappointed with that sword. And again, I bash on these because they're expensive. And they could have done more. Like, give us... Oh, again, I forgot. There's the port right here. So, Playmates. Get it together, people. Whoever's working there, watching this video, which is nobody, but yeah. Here he is, next to his legendary Red Lion counterpart, and I'm going to move all of this out of here since we are done with it. Again, and I will reiterate this, and Matt, if you are watching, he looks like a hyena. Look at that. He looks like the hyenas from Lion King. You can't unsee that. That's adorable. Okay, but there they are. Again, much bigger, right? Clunkier. Just... And you know what? He's heavier, actually. He has a lot more plastic, but... yeah, there you go. So... And if you are curious... Say Marvel Legends since I'm lazy. Yeah. There they are next to each other. So... If you are curious about size, and I will bring the Green Lion back. And we cannot forget about the star of the show. Oops. He's having a little issue there. Oh, little alpaca. So many things you can become, but you choose to be an alpaca for size comparison. There, little one. There. Okay. Enough of that, little one. You must go scurry off into the distance. So, do I like these figures? Yes, I do. I really, really enjoy these figures. I think they're awesome. They're fun. Are they overpriced? Most definitely. They are 100% overpriced, and the quality control is crap. I mean, not a fan of the paint. I will tell you that. I mean, the legendary lines didn't have this problem, so I don't know what went wrong unless it's just my set. Please let me know if you have these problems. However, figures themselves, they're nice. They do the job. They look like the 84 stuff, which is what you want. That's really what you want. And I recommend them. Maybe not at full price. I just got these because I'm a Voltron fanatic, and I get what I can get. Okay? And there's really not a lot of Voltron stuff circulating around retail these days. Not like this, at least. So, I recommend them, and trust me, once you build Voltron, it pays off. It 100% pays off. And, as usual, please check out the Sanctuary on our Facebook group page, as well as our YouTube channel, where we will be performing some podcasts sometime in the near future. And check out the content creators of the Sanctuary, all of which are listed down below. Got some great content creators. Go check them out. And I'm sure some of them have already reviewed these, so see what they say. I'm actually going to go check now, because I want to see if they're just as pissed as me about the paint. Alright, I think I'm done ranting. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment. Check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.com, and I'll see you guys in my next video.